Hey everybody, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. Today I want to talk about a topic that I don't think I've heard discussed before. Maybe someone's talked about this, I don't know. But what we're talking about is the difference between a knife that is ergonomic and a knife that's comfortable. Because I do think there is a difference. So to start off, let's talk about what are ergonomics. Well, basically, what ergonomics are is how the knife feels in your hand. How the knife handle is shaped for your hand to hold it. The dictionary definition of ergonomic is relating to or designed for efficiency and comfort in the working environment. So you notice that definition mentioned the word comfort. In relation to knives, though, I think there's a big difference between a knife that is ergonomic and a knife that is comfortable. And I'll talk about that right now. So the PM2. Spyderco knives they have a reputation for being ergonomic, and indeed the PM2 is ergonomic. The way this handle is shaped, with this choil, with this thumb ramp here, makes this knife lock into your hand very solidly. This knife is not going anywhere. If I were using the PM2 for long periods of time, which I have done, then I won't have any problems. I'll be able to use this knife for a long time. It's not going to slip out my hand. It's not going to fatigue my hand. So that's important. Now let's pull out a knife that's comfortable. Where did I put it? Here we go. This is the CGRB feldspar. So what we can see here is that this handle is pretty different from the PM2. It's very neutral, just very neutral. The PM2 has this swell here, has this area here for the finger choil. This knife really has nothing super fancy as far as handle shape. However, it's contoured, and it is shaped in such a way that your hand fits over it. Now, this knife is comfortable. This knife is very, very comfortable. However, I don't think it's as ergonomic as a PM2. More comfortable, but not as ergonomic, for a few reasons. There's no jimping up here. In my opinion, for a knife to be truly ergonomic, it needs some kind of jimping. A knife being ergonomic means it needs to give you security. You need to feel like you're locked in. And with this knife, I am fairly locked in, but there's definitely a lot more room for wiggle on this handle. However, it is much more comfortable than the flat scales of the PM2. Let's look at some more examples of this. Something that can help a knife feel comfortable rather than ergonomic is stuff as simple as materials. So this is a Tucson 301. Again, very just plain shaped handle. This is not very ergonomic, even though it does have this jimping up here, but it's very comfortable. The knife isn't poking you in any ways, and this micarta is rounded nicely. It feels nice and soft, and this is a comfy knife to hold. Let's look at a knife that's all titanium. Let me get it out of its pouch. We Knives Minitack. This knife, kind of like the PM2, has lots of ergonomic designs, and indeed this knife is very ergonomic. When I hold this knife, I am locked in. You can choke up to there, I'm locked in. But it's not particularly comfortable. Now, comfort and ergonomics, I'm not taking into account hot spots, because a hot spot makes a knife neither comfortable nor ergonomic. Let's look at this knife here. The Bestek Ascot. This knife, this handle has absolutely nothing locking you in. It has the flipper tab, but this knife is basically just a cylinder. However, it is very comfortable. The pocket clip disappears in your hand. The G10 carbon fiber material is contoured, and it's comfortable. And this jimping up here is not like to lock you in effective jimping, but this knife is just comfortable. Then we can look at something like the 8015. Ergonomic. Very ergonomic. So here you can kind of see the difference between ergonomic and comfortable. This is well shaped, but it's not as aggressively shaped as this. You have choils. You have this grip on the G10. You have the jimping up here. This knife is meant to stay in your hand no matter what you're doing. So I know that in my reviews, and this isn't really going to change, I use the term ergonomics kind of as a blanket term for comfort and security, which me making this video kind of makes me a hypocrite in that way. But let's look at a knife that is ergonomic but not comfortable at all. This is my Cold Steel Minitack Bowie. And yes, as you can see, it has been well loved. This knife has a really weird looking handle, doesn't it? You have this huge choil here, this smaller one here. This G10 is very aggressively textured. You grab this knife, you have this jimping up here, and it fits in your hand. It's ergonomic. Like, this knife is not going anywhere. This G10 grips you. You have good solid purchase right here. This aggressive choil locks you in. This knife isn't going anywhere. But this knife is not comfortable by any stretch of the imagination. It's not. You know, the Minitack series are meant to be kind of self-defense tactical knives, and in that case, this will work amazingly well. But for just, like, example, if I'm going to be breaking down cardboard, this isn't really what I would want. Let's look at a knife that is very comfortable, but not at all ergonomic. Another fixed blade. So this is a Condor bush glider. And a lot of bushcraft knives are very comfortable, but not ergonomic. As you can see here, this handle is incredibly plain. There's nothing locking you in here. You have this jimping up here, which is fine, but what this handle does have is it's fat, and it's rounded all the way around. So this knife is very comfortable. When you're carving wood, you want your hand to be very comfortable. You want to have a good grip on your knife, and you don't want your hand to wear out, especially in a survival or bushcraft situation. You want to go as long as you can. So this handle here, it has a little bit of texturing here, but this isn't so much for grip necessarily as it is for, how do I say this? Just giving you a tactile feeling to help with control more than to help the knife stay in your hand, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, very comfortable handle. This is super comfortable, but not very ergonomic. And then of course you have knives that are kind of a mix of the two. You have this Hogue Deca. This handle's very comfortable. It's very smooth on all sides, but it is also pretty ergonomic. You have some milling in here. You have this nice choil. You have this jimping up here. This knife does feel like it's locked into my grip. This knife here is one that I think is interesting. The Tucson Megalodon. Because this knife is very comfortable, but also very ergonomic because it does give you a lot of points to lock in at. Here's one. Cold Steel Recon 1. Very, very ergonomic. Incredibly ergonomic. But I wouldn't say it's exactly comfortable, mostly because of the flat scales. However, when I'm using this knife, I never have a problem because I know that it's not going anywhere. So there we go. I just wanted to talk about this topic really quick because it's something I've been thinking about a lot the past few weeks as I've been using a bunch of different types of knives. I've been thinking, is this knife comfortable or ergonomic? And I don't know, for me, it's become kind of a philosophical knife question, I guess. But yeah, I'd be really interested to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if this is something that you've ever thought about. Let me know if it's important or not. Am I right? Am I wrong? What do you think? What's your experience? And that's going to be it for right now, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.